The Batman is highly renowned as the best comic book film of 2022 and is known mainly as one of, if not the best Batman movie. In my personal opinion, it is my favorite. So I really love this film and I'm excited as ever to see The Batman Part 2, as well as this whole ever-expanding universe from Matt Reeves and Robert Pattinson. Now, one of the biggest questions when it comes to this sequel, at least from my point of view, is who is going to be the villain? This is something that always gets me the most excited, is the villain of the movie. And Batman is such a rich rogues gallery. Now, this whole time, the whole past year-ish, since the Batman came out, the biggest theory / rumor, and just people wanting for this film was Mr. Freeze. Mr. Freeze was at the top of the list. It was kind of set up with how Gotham was flooded at the end of that movie. So it just made sense that Mr. Freeze would be the main villain of the Batman Part 2. Such a great character, rich story, all that stuff. But it seems like despite those rumors and fan theories, that is not going to be the case, because it is now being reported by Deadline that Clayface will be the main villain of the Batman Part 2. Well, maybe not the main villain, but it is being reported that Clayface will, quote, have a big part in this movie. So, probably the main villain. And this is kind of a bit of a surprise to me. And I think it's great news because I love Clayface. He's such a cool character that we've never really, we've seen him in live action a couple times on TV, but never done justice. Never as the full big clay monster that I want to see done in live action. And, there's been rumors he may be involved in this universe, but I definitely didn't expect him to be the main villain of the sequel, especially when we know that there's supposedly a Clayface movie in development, which ties into the other report. And actually, the big headline on this article that Deadline released is that Mike Flanagan has pitched a Clayface film to DC. Now, Mike Flanagan, horror director, great director. Everybody has pitched Mike Flanagan would do a great Clayface movie. He wants to do a Clayface movie. This would be awesome. And now we find out in this article that he has officially pitched that to DC. Although according to the article, it sounds like he actually pitched it to James Gunn and Peter Safran rather than Matt Reeves. So it's kind of interesting how that ties together. But this is where things get confusing for me, though, because it brings us back to that news that we got late last year, that Matt Reeves, aside from the Batman Part 2, and we know the Penguin HBO Max series and the Arkham Asylum HBO Max series, again, we know this universe is expanding, is getting a bunch of spin-offs. There were reports from Matt Reeves himself that he was developing a Scarecrow movie, a Professor Pig movie, and a Clayface movie. So, are we getting a Clayface movie in this universe, or have those plans been scrapped, and is he now going to be the main villain of the Batman Part 2? We do not know for sure, but either way, sounds like we are getting Clayface in this universe, and I'm so excited to see this, whether it is a movie, which I think would actually work really well for the character, or, again, if he ends up being the main villain of the Batman Part 2. This could really be a cool little kind of psychological thriller. It also depends on, whether they do the actual clay monster version of Clayface, or if they go for Golden Age Clayface, which is the more serial killer version of the character. Either way, it will be really cool. I'm really excited for this. So guys, let me know your thoughts in the comments below. What do you think about this official breaking news that Clayface will have a, quote, big part in the Batman Part 2? So anyways, guys, thanks for watching. Please drop a like if you enjoyed this video and hit the subscribe button so keep you up to date on everything that goes on in the DC life.